And sound check done, screen check done, recording check. We are done. There's a risk warning always. All trading involves a substantial risk of loss and is not suitable for all investors. And I love you. Let's not ever lose any substantial amount of money. Let's always contain our risk. I had an aha moment this morning about risk, that risk is really a gift, that if we, on a consistent basis, go for it, that's what this is all about, but we contain our risk very tightly, we're going to have a bunch of small losses and some very substantial gains, and we're going to get better at trading, like better at the fundamentals. There's this theory that if you want to do good at something, you divide it up into smaller tasks until it's like, I know I want to gain some weight and get ripped. Step 1, put down the remote. Step 2, put on the shoes. Step 3, get in the car. Step 4, drive the car to the gym. Step 5, step out of the car. Step 6, walk into the gym. Step 7, ask the front desk to meet with a trainer. Step 8, schedule a training session, and so forth. Like, that's the elements of success. Anyway, so it's occurred to me that there's a way to do that with trading as well. And so let me just, I'm going to just make a new set of slides, like not a new set of slides. I'm just going to make so any success is about incremental improvement. And then I'll pretty these slides up later. So let's just say what this is. It's only take perfect trades. Number 2, quick. If it moves against us, stop out quickly. If it moves in our favor, add to it. And then there's these little steps in between all of these. So open charts, look for perfect trade, press buttons, and so forth. And I thought, how interested would you be in perhaps having a very specific set of steps? Does that make sense? Like maybe it might even be like 25 steps, but they would be all of the elements from start to finish on taking a trade. And I thought, well, I could apply this to the $57,000 trade. I could say, okay, wait a minute. First, we got to get a watch list. And so, but then that's divided up into just some really simple steps, like filter for these conditions. And then second, have, open charts. Third, wait for blah. 4, and then I don't even know what all the steps are. I've done them, but I think it's a good idea. An acceptable loss is a different answer for, it's like the design manual, right, Robert? So an acceptable loss for trades like this is going to be different for every person, and you're going to have to decide what that is for you, but here are some guidelines. For me, it's 1% of my total available trading capital, but if I had a $1,000 account, it would be 10%. I would be willing to lose $100 of a $1,000 account in order to make $570. Then I'd have $1,570. And then if I lost 5 times in a row after that, I would lose $100 each time. I'd be back to $1,070. I'd still be ahead. And then if I made another $570, I'd be at $1,640. And then if I risked $100 and made $5,700, whatever, blah, blah, blah. You see where I'm going with this. Oh, yeah, the robot with steps. Oh, yeah. Oh, gosh, there's so many good things that we could do. Okay, I've got my work cut out for me here, and I need to make some lists of things, guidelines showing when to add to a trade. Exactly, Jeff. This is exactly what I'm talking about. Exactly. And I'm not saying, okay, so I've done lessons, Jeff, on this is where you should add to a trade. But what if we had like specific rules? And I think this is what's interesting about this idea is open chart, check for this. If it exists, then open trading platform, then open chart trading window, then press this button. Like, right? Super specific. Sue, I think that's a good, interesting. You say trade management. There is no such thing as trade management. It's it stops out quickly, or you just let the thing run until it hits a profit target and you add to a trade. So we kind of are talking about trade management. One thing, Sue, in particular, I've noticed is that you're very hands-on, and so what we would put inside of those rules or steps is hands-off steps, like hands off. Because that's what I have to do too. So I have to get my hands off of, the trades. I had this gold. Remember we bought gold a couple of weeks ago and it just rocketed upwards and I was already out of it. Hands off, So, all right. All successful teams are very detail-oriented, fall in love with the process. Yeah, this is really exciting to me. I watched a TEDx talk from Tucson featuring Stephen Dunier, who teaches at UC Santa Barbara, University of California, Santa Barbara, and he talks about the way to achieve any super ambitious goal, and it's about dividing it up into steps and then becoming very interested in fundamental, incremental improvements. Okay, got a lot of stuff to talk about. A flowchart format would work really well. Alvaro asks, do you know if Robinhood has one cancels the other order types? Not yet, but they are coming. Yes, they are coming. All right, so get on the Telegram channel, get on the SMS updates list, get at the slides. You can watch the recordings, anytime you want, but the slides are probably the more important element. Go to robbybooker.com/0120. I want to make sure that we jump all the way over to January 7th here and just get this thing started. I got to change the date on this slide and we'll go from there. You're all getting robots training today. And what that means is it will be opened up in your members area and you will get an email. And it will introduce you to the robots, teach you about downloading software. You got to get the fundamentals in place first, and then we'll go on to some checklists and some other things. Today, I want to look at UVXY gold, and I don't want to talk about Iran today. I don't care about Iran today. We're going to look at two new items that we checked in with briefly yesterday, LABD and AQMS. We'll check on the pound yen. Someone asked if we could check on the Australian dollar, New Zealand dollar. Of course we can. We'll talk about what makes a perfect trade, and we'll discuss the upcoming schedule. So without further ado, unless something is terribly wrong, I'm going to jump into the trading stuff, and we'll look at AER and IBN as well. Let me just write these down. I can't see the questions at the same time, so I'm not going to see any. Is it IBN? Really? All right, IBN. I don't know what that is, but we're going to find out. Okay, everyone getting robots training today, UVXY and gold. Let's look at UVXY right away. UVXY is stable at the open. And do you remember yesterday when we talked about the fact that sideways is good? This is going sideways. I think this is doing the things that we might want it to do. I think sideways is actually good. So I'm encouraged by this movement today, and I'm going to write that inside of our slide. My laptop's all definitely heating up here. All right, so this is what's happening right now. It's going sideways. I like being in this trade right now. I have the 17th of January $13 calls, and I'm okay being in these right now. I think this is interesting. It's going sideways, which to me means it's about to jump upward. I like that. Very, 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 very happy about that. And we'll see where it goes from here. Don't have a lot of time left for this to become ultra super massively profitable. It needs to move in the next couple of days. Here's the deal. I don't want price to move down at all. I do not want it to move below 12. If it moves below 12, this trade is over. This trade is finished. That's a scenario. It might hop up substantially and print a bullish profit circle. If this chart prints a bullish profit circle in the next few days, and I'll do a lesson for you about what that means again. If it prints one of those on my charts and I get an alert about it, which I think I already set this alert up, but I'm going to do it again. If I get that alert, I'm going to put $8,000 into, if it happens in the next 48 hours, into the March $14 calls. I'm going to say that again. If this prints a bullish profit circle in the next 48 hours, I am going to buy $8,000 worth at any price they're trading, the March $14 calls, because I think that the price of this will go to $23.75. I'm going to say this again, once again. If this prints a bullish profit circle, it will be a perfect trade. And that will be the real actual setup. And if it does print a bullish profit circle, it will have spiked pretty substantially already, probably to 16 bucks if that happens. And if it spikes to $16, then something has happened. However, right now it's going sideways, which is fine. The one thing we cannot accept is it moving below $12. It's really technically not even a real trade yet. So I have a very small position. I will lose $860. Yes, I will lose, I don't know. Yeah, I will lose about $1,000 if this goes the wrong way. And that's fine. That's less than 1% of my total available trading capital. I want to look at RSX as well. So I'm going to change the date at the top of the slides. And we're going to look at RSX. All right, this is going sideways as well, which is not a problem. I am currently in the May $25 puts. It's trading at $25.37. I paid $1.07 for those puts. If it falls to $23, those puts will increase in value by $1.20. And it won't be a giant trade. It won't be a home run. I love where the RSI is. It has plenty of room to fall. I love that it's going sideways. I like a lot of things about this. I don't have any adjustments to make to this trade. It was a absolutely perfect trade. All the elements of a perfect trade are involved here. That's the wrong chart. There we go. I own the May 15th $25 puts. I paid $1.07 for these. I think they could be worth $2 at least each by May. I think much sooner than that as well. Okay, let's see if there are any comments about any of these. Oh, IBN from the Exotics Club. Okay. The Citrix workspace updated. You know, I'm in a webinar, Citrix. Okay. So this is RSX. We'll go ahead and delete this, and then we'll move on to gold. So this is GLD. I can't believe it. It's holding firm. This is pretty crazy. I no longer hold the January $145 calls. I got out of that with a small loss. And I paid too much for them. They otherwise would have been profitable. At one point, I owned the $138 calls and the $142 calls, all of which would be absolutely just giantly profitable right now. Um, they really just would have been amazing. If I were long gold right now, I would make sure that I didn't lose anything. I would wake up in the morning, and if my profitable trade went back down to zero profit, I would close it. That's what I would do. Gold is shockingly stabilized here at these highs. This means that even though, like, listen, the S&P 500 really didn't do anything bad yesterday. It just kind of went sideways. Remember what we think about sideways, right? Sideways is not our worst friend. It's the next best thing to moving in our favor. What we don't want is gradual drifting downward, and we don't want gradual drifting upward or negative movement. The RSI is oh man, there's so much to love right now about betting on market volatility. There's so much to love here. Gold isn't budging. I think what that means, my friends, is that somebody's hedging their bets. Somebody's buying gold as a hedge against market volatility and problems. UVXY is going sideways. Gold is kind of going sideways and staying up. Gold should have fallen already, and it didn't. It didn't ever. It's been up for 3 straight weeks. 3 straight weeks with almost no negativity. I mean, eventually what goes up must come down. Gold is at an outrageous RSI reading and stabilizing. It's got to come down from here a bit, it seems, but it hasn't. Somebody doesn't have a lot of confidence. There are several, if not many, traders clearly not confident about the stock market. I cannot emphasize this enough. I'm not saying that you should buy gold. I'm saying that if you have a current trade, once again, if you currently own gold as any of these positions that we've talked about, so I'm just going to make some notes here. Gold is staying strong even after 3 weeks of upward movement. It should come down, but it hasn't yet. This to me means that traders, big money, wants or needs a hedge against market volatility or a stock market decline. All right, let's just check the comments here. I cannot believe that, Fritz, you just asked that question. So, Fritz, yes. So let me just say this again. Fritz and everyone, repeat after me. Repeat after me, Fritz. Are you ready? Fritz, just write, yes, I'm ready. So I know you're listening. Okay, repeat after me. Rob loves me and will give me all of the new programs because he loves me. I said yesterday, Fritz, I wasn't talking about this again. So, yes, you don't need to do anything. Every single time those reports are written for the Monday morning paydays, the automatic income, you'll get that report here. We'll put a link, and I love you guys. You guys, you are in the right place. Like I have so many big cool things coming out for you in the next 2 months even, and they're just incredible. The only things I can't give away to you are any product that someone else owns. So when I do a product together with Tim Sykes, I don't own that product. Tim owns it, and he's paying me a commission on it, and I don't have the right to give that one away because I don't own it. There will be several products like that I just don't have the right to give away. But if I own it completely, if it's my product and I control it and I control the release of the materials, then I will control them in your direction. Jason says, will there be any training as to how to execute the income trades? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we'll cover that. No rush on any of that. It's just starting up, and we had some test reports that came out and whatnot. But we'll get you. All right. I'm just super happy you're all here. So, gosh, lots of you are here today. Super excited that you're all here today. You probably have seen all these videos of me walking around Alabama and stuff. And I know that it's just insane. We can have a longer conversation about that sometime. But yeah, I went to Alabama, and I did man on the street videos, and we got kicked out of some places and went into some other places, and it was a lot of fun. And it was all so that I could do a giant sales pitch for a new product that costs $2,000 that you don't have to pay for. Okay. And like 100 people filled out applications to do the coaching program. There's no way we can take all of those people. So we'll probably have 5 new members next week when we can welcome them with open arms. But let's not talk about that anymore. Let's talk about our trades. Let's make some money. Oh my, as Janice would say on Friends, oh my gosh. This is going to be a good one. I have a really not bad feeling about this. This is Wells Fargo and Company. We talked about this yesterday. The technical setup is unbelievable. Wells missed on earnings last time, but the stock price only dipped a little bit, and then it went up from there. The economy has been strong. The stocks have been strong. The market's on the greatest bull run in all of history. And yet there's 4 bearish profit circles and bearish divergence. So I bought, I'll just mark it on the chart here. I bought the 20th of March $52.50 puts. And I paid $1.74 each. And I am expecting that Wells Fargo, even though the RSI is close to oversold, I think that Wells Fargo is headed for $51.89, at which point I will have I already have $30 of profit on this trade, at which point I will have more profit on this trade. I think it will get to $50.50, at which point these options, these $1.74 options should be worth $1.20 more. I should be able to sell these for $3.90. Should be able to. So on Squawk Box, they were talking about Wells Fargo as a very bearish trade. I think Wells Fargo just has too much exposure, fundamentally, after reading, to stuff that really goes down badly when the economy slows. Now, does this make this trade right? No. But are the fundamentals and the technicals lining up pretty nicely? Yes. Will I hold this through earnings? Yes. But, you know, we got until March for this to be okay. But if it goes above the highs, I'm closing it out. Period. End of story. The end. Okay, LaDonna, I will get you an update on the indicator today or tomorrow. So the electrician that was taking his medication. So I just do want to say that I met some of the most incredible people in Alabama. Yeah, anyway, that was a great trip. All of that was very unexpected. Some of it was expected. Like I knew I was going to meet new people and stuff, but I didn't know it was going to go that far. Okay, we got a bunch of other financial instruments we want to look at. So just delete these because they have the wrong date at the top, and change the date at the top. Copy this. Let's look at Croc for Chuck. Let's look at AER. Let's look at IBN. Let's look at INSG maybe quickly. And then let's look, what else did we have on our list here? LABD. And let's look at AQMS. And let's quickly look at the British pound, Japanese yen. Okay. So we got a bunch of stuff to look at. Croc for our good friend Chuck. Croc. Is that really what you wanted to look at? The Australian dollar? Croc, sorry. I got it wrong, Chuck. My fault. Holy smokes. Is this the greatest stock of all time? Chuck, I'll just write this out also. If this company doesn't have giantly solid, stupendous earnings, I think you could plan a short trade if a bearish profit circle arises, but not otherwise. I don't know if those things are true or not. AER. Okay, finally got a perfect trend. Bearish divergence, bearish profit circle. I don't like this company. It has too much debt. I got burned on this company the first time. I'm not going to get burned again. I'm going to buy the April $60 puts. Well, it's $2.13. The February $60 puts are $1.35. That gives me until February 21st. It's more than 45 days. And I'm going to buy those for so here's the ones I like. The 21st of February, $60 puts for $1.35 or so. So a little background on this. AER is the world's largest aircraft leasing company. They own, that's it. That's what it is. They have. I found this on the web. I don't need you, Siri, right now. Thank you. Siri answers me when I don't ask questions now. It's very rude. They have $29 billion of debt and $2 billion of revenue. This company's not going to survive. It's not going to survive. This company is going to get absolutely crushed. Anyway, so I am trying again on a trade that didn't work the first time I took it. And it was a real bummer when it didn't work the first time. Real giant pain in the butt. I was really, really, really mad the first time around on this one. So I'm going to try to short this one again. AirCap trade options. I think it's going down. February 21st. $60 strike. 10 contracts. $1.40 per contract. It's fine with me. Okay, I got them. I paid $1.40 for these. And I'm going to take a screenshot of this. And we're going to keep moving along, or else we won't have time. Well, we can 21st of February, $60 puts for $1.40. This company has $29 billion in debt, but $2 billion in revenue. They have like $5 billion of debt that's due next year. Good luck with that, everyone. Holy. Oh, that's glorious. So IBN looks like a short. Here's what's probably going to happen with IBN. It's probably going to go up first, do that thing that we've seen it do, and then go down. So I would wait maybe until it goes up a little bit before I did that. INSG. Well, that trades in the garbage can. Yeah, that trade's definitely in the garbage can. Yeah, that's yeah, that went up instead of down. So 100% done. Like no patience at all with that. 0.0. I think this is the one we talked about, shorting. 0.0% patience with anything that does anything like that. All right, let's just keep moving through. We can look at the original ISNG position. Has no earnings, doesn't make enough money to pay off its debts. Total cash on hand, 14 million. Total debts, 140 million. And then yet, still the same. It still went up. INSG. Okay, so done. That trade blows. That trade stinks, and that trade is I do not want to ever hold things past those levels. Let's look at LABD. That is such a bullish trade right now. LABD. It just looks totally bullish. It looks, I don't know what the fundamentals of this company are. I still need to do my due diligence and homework. Still need to do my homework, but this technical setup is perfect. It's a perfect trade for a buy, technically speaking. Okay. AQMS is also the same. It's also just a perfect buy trade setup. It just is, it's just beautiful. It's just really, really, I don't know if you're in this already out there, whoever it was that talked about it, but that really is technically beautiful. Okay. LABD is a 3 times bear biotech. Oh, so you would say, for LABD, you'd say, I think biotech stocks are due for a decline. That doesn't seem like a completely unreasonable thing to bet on, you know. So let's just search this. So what you would be doing is betting that biotech stocks maybe are due for a little bit of a decline. You could buy a $14 call for $1.08. The February ones. You could buy a March $14 call for $1.58. Maybe buy 5 of those. Oh, it's got a wide bid-ask spread. I'm not gonna do that yet. You could just buy some shares of that, but IBB say so also. Oh yeah, yeah. That's a perfect trade. So IBB is the same thing, IBB is probably got more volume, right? Because it's Nasdaq Biotech. So IBB probably got a way more. So the March $118 put is $4.20 because it's a more expensive instrument. Buy two of those for $840. The bid ask spread's 10 cents. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll bite. Put an alarm here and I'll just write out what I did. For 420. I like them. 420, baby. I'm just joking around. I think it's funny when people go crazy about all that stuff. Anyway, let me just eliminate this. Thank you, Mark. I owe you one. We can dive deeper into this later. I do want to look at the pound yen. That's going down. I'm telling you, it is hard for me to imagine this head and shoulders pattern not following through. So I'm short 25,000 units at 142.05. I'm barely unprofitable right now in this position. It does not, oh, wow. So the Australian dollar, New Zealand dollar, probably now is ready to go up. You can see it in oversold territory as well. So, but that doesn't really merit a chart or a trade just yet. It was a perfect trade. You could buy some Australian dollars, New Zealand dollars today, and you'd probably not be making the biggest mistake of your natural life. You could set a profit target at 1.04. Yeah, I'll do it. I'll bite. I bought it. Perfect trade over here. Fell farther. Dropped a bit. And if it drops to 1.0334 or whatever, just stop out of the trade and I don't have to worry about it anymore. Okay, let me just see. Please check out RETA. Sure. It's a technically gigantic short. But I don't know. Are they like curing, some giant disease? Do they have a bajillion dollars in the bank? That would be a problem. Ovid. It's probably still going up. Like this LaDonna is like jumped up, printed a perfect trade short, and then probably jumps up a bit from here and then is a better short later. But there was a big insider buy. I think, if you bought when the big insider buy happened and you wrote it up to 5, it's probably good enough. Jason says, one of some say, thanks for your genuine interest and enthusiasm. Arrow just jumped in option price. I'm up 35% in the last 15 minutes. Well, there you have it. Right? When we finally get it right, we get it really, 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 really right. When we finally get it right. Okay, I'll see you tomorrow, everybody. I love you all.